What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about the average altcoin today. We're going to talk about what I believe the altcoin markets are going to bring for us over this coming pump into March, going past March, all that stuff. We're going to use the others chart to do this. Okay, others is the crypto total market cap. Which one is it? Is this? No, it's this one here. Okay, it's the crypto total market cap outside of the top 10 coins. So essentially, this is your average altcoin. If you look at this chart on a weekly basis, last week it closed 3.5% to the upside. I would assume that the average altcoin in crypto probably had a 3.5% move. Some of them moved up more than that, some of them moved up less than that, some of them very close to that, but generally on average, that's kind of how we should look at this. Okay, so in a sense, with this chart, if we can project the trajectory, whether it's going down or going up, we can estimate what the average expectation of this move for the average altcoin is going to be. Looking at this chart here, to me at least, it seems as though we're about to expand into new all-time highs. We're about to see unmarked territory. The current all-time high for the altcoin market is $492 billion. I think we're about to excel well past that, right? The minimum target from here, we're at $272 billion read across the whole crypto market space, except for the top 10 coins, right? I think the minimum target to hit is at about $838 billion. $838 billion, okay? From this price here all the way up to there, you guys, that is a 210% growth. That's essentially a 3.1x. Okay, that's the minimum target of what I can see any altcoin. Pick from the top 100, the top 200, the top 500. The average coin in this space is going to move up at least, at a minimum, 210% from their current valuations, right? At the time of making, it's about, we're about an hour and a half into the new day on the 17th of February, if that helps for relevance sake. I don't know. At a maximum, the average coin will probably see about a 6x. Okay, so this is the range. And the reason why I'm going for this range is that this is between your 1272 and your 1618. It's very common whenever you break out to new highs relative to whatever high it is, that you stop somewhere in your what I call the primary target zone. It's the expected extension area between the 1272 and the 1618. So you likely stop somewhere in between. I like this as a good given maximum. And I believe there's plenty of coins that will do 503% by the end of March, by the end of this next move, and beyond that. And I don't even think saying that this move ends in March, I don't even know if that's appropriate anymore, guys. I think we really are. We're going to grow through March, April, May. It's going to be awesome. It's really going to be great. At least I think it's going to be. I think the coming months, this coming quarter of a year, it's going to be phenomenal. It really is going to be everything we've been waiting for. It's been postponed, but hey, man, better late than never, I suppose, but I'm getting distracted. While I see plenty of coins, and I've even got projections for certain coins to do over a 500% growth in this time by the end of March, I think the average coin probably minimum target 213%, maximum target 500%, but the average coin probably does go somewhere around this 1414. It's right around $1 trillion. Nice psychological level of resistance, being that it's a market cap for the overall crypto cap. I don't expect it to be completely well respected, right? It's very common with the 1414 to not tip right at it, but to actually go just above it, something like that. So something a little bit higher than the 1414 could be in store. We could go a little bit below it too, because again, there is that $1 trillion, but that's anything from about 290% to, I don't know, maybe like 350%. Something around a 300% growth across the space is what I see happening for the average altcoin by the end of this next move. That's essentially all I'm trying to say here, okay? You look at the weekly RSI for more confirmation. You can see that we're bouncing off of the 40, an area that we bounced off of last time. It sent us all the way up to the overbought zone. This was good. This was that November pump for the average altcoin when we saw the average coin across the space do a 138% move, right? Not every coin did. Some did 70%, some did less than that, some did more than 138%, but that's the average move, right? Last time that we bounced at this similar area in the RSI, that's what we saw. I would theorize, coming from higher places in the RSI instead of coming from lower places, I would assume that this is more of a developed kind of progression from what we began down here. Therefore, I think that we're going to see higher readings in the RSI relative to this, which also implies that we would see a bigger move. If we're going to see a bigger move, and I think that we will, I think that that's pretty logical to discern with how I just phrased it right there, right? From the low to the high, that would be a 138% move. Okay, so at the very least, we would expect a bigger move. Even at the smallest target we have, that is greater than 138%. So we're seeing congruence, we're seeing things in the charts that make sense so far, at least of everything that I've said, which that's good, right? If it was opposite, if it gave us readings or targets that wouldn't make sense for that, then it's good to catch that, but it wouldn't be conducive for the point that I'm trying to make, I suppose. Also, just looking at the price targets here, where you're finding support, it's not perfect. Maybe it'd be better on a daily basis. Let's see. Kind of. Still not perfect, but you wicked down. You wicked below this area, but you did find support at this line, right? You went below it. It was a fake out. You really, where you found support is kind of in an obscure area, right? You didn't really find resistance or support here. Kind of right there, kind of right there. Okay, to a point right there. I guess you found support in a relatively significant area. I just think this upper line had more significance, relatively speaking. But nonetheless, very positive reaction. You broke out. You came back down. You found support down here. You're looking like you want to rip. And I absolutely expect that this next move, not just for like one or two coins, but hundreds, thousands of coins, you guys, the whole crypto ecosystem, it's going to be not just larger than this move, but it's going to be faster too. Does that make sense? This move took place from November 4th to December 7th. I bet in that same 1 month period, we're up so much higher. I guess it makes sense. If it's a larger move, larger doesn't necessarily mean faster, I suppose. Right? But in the same amount of time, I would bet that we are double that price, right? In the same amount of time. Maybe not from here. A month from now would imply March 16th or March 17th. And maybe it is. Maybe by March 17th, we do see a little bit of a relative top off and we correct or something, and then we continue going up to the end of March and into April. I don't know. But I do expect that whenever we do top off, wherever it is, I would expect that it's going to be a greater than 200% growth, at the maximum of 500% growth, and probably most likely something around 300% growth for the average altcoin. I also suspect, okay, what's going to happen? However high we go, let's just say we go to 300%, okay? 300%, something like right around there. That was around that 1414 area, right? Right around $1 trillion, just above that there. This area here in November to December, at the end here, where the altcoin markets have been consolidating since December 7th, it's February now. So all of December, all of January, going into February here, right? Or almost the end of February. It's like 2.5 months that we've been consolidating, 3 months that we've been consolidating. I think once we reach this high, we will consolidate still, but it will be dramatically smaller than what we've got going on here, okay? Than what we have going on down at the lows or at this consolidation phase here. I think it'll be smaller, not just in a overall high to low perspective, but also in a time perspective. I think that it'll be a lot smaller, and going into the end of March, going into April, May, I think we will continue going, right? We're going to, by the end of March, have a little checkpoint somewhere around $1 trillion for the average coin, which again, that's going to be a 300-ish% pump for the average coin. 200% at a minimum, 500%. I think it's 220% at a minimum, 500% at a maximum. There will be coins that do much more than that over the next month. There will be coins that do much less than that over the next month, but just on average, right? And then what I'm suspecting is that the next consolidation phase, right? This was a move up, we consolidated, and then we're having another move up, and then we're going to consolidate. The next consolidation phase, I theorize, will be dramatically smaller than what we saw this time. I think it'll be less than a month's time, which is going to be phenomenal. People are going to get caught off guard. They're going to be calling for, oh, we're going to have a pullback. We've done these consistent, long, drawn-out pullbacks this whole time, and it's just going to rip. It's going to continue ripping. I theorize, and mark my words, and I hope this reaches a lot of people. I hope this message reaches a lot of people right here. A lot of people are going to sell early on this next pump. I very much believe this next pump is going to leave so many people in the dust because we are traumatized. We are bored. We think that there's not going to be any, I don't think this, but a lot of people think that there's not going to be a crypto alt season. So when we get a miracle pump that gives us a little bit of a taste, people are going to be keen and quick to take profits because they don't think that it's going to last. It's not here for a long time. And then we'll pump. We'll see new highs. We'll continue to grow. We won't consolidate like what we just did, like the long consolidation that we did around the halving time. We're not going to do that. It's going to be a shorter consolidation than what we've seen the last two phases. But the thing is, you guys, the last two phases of consolidation, in case you're confused as to what I'm saying here, this was one of them. Okay, this is another one. These are abnormally large for a bull market. Most of the time in a bull market, you consolidate for anywhere from 3 weeks at a minimum to 3 months at a maximum. Okay, we're consolidating on that maximum end in this consolidation phase. I really do believe that we'll be consolidating from anywhere from like 3 weeks to a month and a half at the most on this next consolidation phase. And I think it's going to trip a lot of people up. It might be short, it might be volatile, we might see some pretty crazy and intense price movements, but I think it's going to leave a lot of people behind. So my best advice, non-financial advice, not a financial advisor, right? It's just my genuine opinions, would be that you should probably just hold, right? Buy and hold. And then if and when the dip comes, buy more. If you sell, if you're fortunate enough to sell at the top and it dips and then you can buy back in, great. If you want to do that, great. That's up to you. So again, not financial advice, but if you want to do that, great. Good for you. But what I definitely would not encourage is that after we correct from our high, wherever it is, in the middle of March, at the end of March, wherever it is, when we correct 20% or more across the board, I do not encourage that anybody sell. You better hold on to your bags like they're made out of, I don't even know, helium, something that's going to lift you up through the freaking roof, man, because they're going to in a very short amount of time. I don't think that it stops in March. I think we take a breath and then we're going to continue promptly in April and May. So just be prepared, my friends. Things are about to get wild. It's going to be phenomenal. I'm excited. I think it starts this week right now, this literal week. So hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Bye-bye.